Trouble may be looming over Hollis Hall just days before Chicago Bears veterans report for training camp. With anticipation building for a new season under fresh leadership and high expectations, an unexpected development has sent shockwaves through the organization. Jaylen Johnson, one of the team's premier defensive stars, has been placed on the active/non-football injury NFI list. Jaylen Johnson isn't the only name on that list. Quarterback Case Keenum, wide receiver Jade Walker, and fan favorite running back Ian Wheeler also appear. But Johnson's name stands out. Not just because of his importance to the team, but due to the timing and his recent comments that suggest potential unrest beneath the surface. Just days ago, Johnson made headlines with a pointed statement. Just seeing a lot of other corners getting paid. I feel like we might have another discussion coming up here soon. This raised eyebrows, especially considering that Johnson signed a hefty contract just last year. The new placement on the NFI list has sparked speculation. Is this a legitimate health issue or a tactical move in a growing contract standoff? The NFL's NFI designation is reserved for players dealing with injuries or conditions unrelated to official team football activity. That can include off-season training mishaps, minor illnesses, or even something as innocent as a pickup basketball game gone wrong. In Johnson's case, the specific reason hasn't been disclosed. It's worth noting that veterans haven't even officially reported to training camp yet. They're due in on July 22nd. The fact that Johnson has already been sidelined raises serious questions. Was this a preemptive measure? A subtle contract play? Or something more legitimate health-wise? Jaylen Johnson has always been a vocal and respected figure on the team. He's grown into a leadership role on the defense, often shadowing the league's best receivers and playing with grit and tenacity. Seeing him potentially enter training camp under a cloud of contract-related tension is worrying for Bears fans and for the coaching staff trying to build momentum early in the preseason. And with a rookie quarterback at the helm in Caleb Williams, the last thing Chicago needs is instability in the locker room. Let's pause here. Before diving into the explosive second half of this update, take a moment to support the channel. Subscribe, hit the like button, and make sure to press the bell icon so you never miss breaking news about your Chicago Bears. Now, let's move on to the latest updates from camp. The tension around Johnson's situation is deeply rooted in the NFL's ever-shifting financial landscape for defensive backs. Just a few months ago, New York Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner signed a groundbreaking deal worth $120.4 million over 4 years, making him the highest-paid cornerback in league history. That deal included a stunning $60 million signing bonus and an annual salary of over $30 million. Now, compare that to Jaylen Johnson's contract, which he signed just last season. 4 years, $76 million with $51.4 million guaranteed and an average annual salary of $19 million. That agreement, once seen as fair and generous, now looks modest when placed side by side with Gardner's. Let's compare their performance on the field. Interceptions last 2 seasons, O. Johnson, 6-0 Sauce. 4 pass breakups, O. Johnson, 18-0 Sauce. 24 fumbles, O. Johnson, 2-0 Sauce. 1 total tackles. O. Johnson, 89-0 Sauce. 106 tackles for loss. O. Johnson, 8-0 Sauce. 3. The stats tell a compelling story. Jaylen Johnson isn't just holding his own. In many areas, he's outperforming Gardner. And yet, he's being paid nearly $8.6 million less in guaranteed money. It's understandable, then, why Johnson might feel underappreciated. But it's also important to remember that he agreed to his current deal just a year ago. The Bears made a major investment in him, entrusting him as a cornerstone of their defense. Still, this is the NFL, where market value is always changing, and top-tier players rarely wait quietly while peers leapfrog them in pay. The added wrinkle here is leadership. Johnson was named a captain for a reason. His presence is vital, not only in terms of production, but in morale, mentorship, and locker room tone. If this becomes a public standoff, it could fracture what head coach Ben Johnson is trying to build. Another possibility? Johnson and his agents may be playing the long game. By creating a ripple now, they set the stage for future renegotiations without necessarily making formal demands. It's a strategic move that keeps the Bears front office on alert. Either way, this is a pivotal test for GM Ryan Poles. Will he hold firm to the existing contract structure, or will he bend under the pressure of market evolution? While Johnson is at the center of attention, the other players listed on the NFI report deserve a spotlight as well, each case bringing its own implications for the Bears' depth and performance. Case Keenum, a veteran quarterback, a seasoned backup and locker room leader. Case Keenum was brought in not to start, but to mentor and stabilize the quarterback room. His appearance on the NFI list complicates that plan. Details are thin, but the timing could open a window for second-year QB Tyson Bagent to seize the QB2 role. Bagent showed poise and promise in limited preseason action last year, and with Keenum sidelined, he has a rare chance to earn trust and reps in critical early practices. If Keenum's absence extends, it might accelerate Chicago's internal development plan and give Bagent a real shot at solidifying his role for the long haul. Jade Walker, rookie wide receiver Jade Walker, is a name many fans might not have been familiar with before this offseason, but that's changed. The undrafted rookie out of Texas A&M has been a standout in team workouts, drawing praise for his combination of size 6'2", 199 pounds, and explosiveness. The Bears made a quiet but meaningful investment in him with a 3-year, nearly $3 million deal. However, Walker's NFI listing could severely hinder his chances of making the final roster. The Bears' wide receiver room is already crowded with emerging talents and veterans alike. Missing valuable early reps could be the difference between making the team or starting the season on the practice squad. Ian Wheeler, comeback watch beloved by fans for his hard-nosed style and story. Ian Wheeler was working toward a comeback from a torn ACL suffered last season. He had been spotted participating in light drills, leading many to believe he was on track for a return. His name popping up on the NFI list was both surprising and concerning. Wheeler's case is unique. Unlike Johnson, he's not battling contract issues. Instead, he's fighting the physical and emotional uphill climb of returning from major injury. If the knee remains a problem, it may affect how many running backs Chicago carries on its roster and who gets those final spots. All in all, these 4 names on the NFI list aren't just footnotes. They reflect potential vulnerabilities in Chicago's depth chart that could play major roles once the regular season begins. As training camp opens, the Chicago Bears find themselves in a delicate balancing act. On one hand, the energy around the team is electric. With Caleb Williams under center, Ben Johnson setting the tone as head coach, and a reinvigorated fanbase eager for results, the 2025 season has the makings of a turning point in the franchise's modern era. On the other, early signs of internal tension threaten to disrupt that progress. Jaylen Johnson's situation, in particular, underscores the challenge of managing player expectations in a high-stakes business environment. If the Bears want to make a legitimate playoff run, they need alignment from top to bottom. That means clarity around contracts, full participation in camp, and unwavering focus on execution. Every rep matters. Every voice counts. Keep your eyes on Hollis Hall in the coming days. The choices made now could define the tone for the entire season. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on everything happening at Hollis Hall. This season is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic in recent memory. You don't want to miss a second of it. Bear down, Chicago. The grind starts now.